Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about a theory that I've been having in my mind, such as who is the main villain in the Quadratum universe. Now, due to the fact that Quadratum is supposed to be a fictional world, I don't think it would count as a part of the Kingdom Hearts universe, so I'm going to call it its own until maybe we get some clarification from Nomura. But the thing here is that the main villain in Quadratum is the reason why I'm making this video, because it's a mystery. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because the Master of Masters was shown to be at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 and Quadratum. The thing here is that Yozora has been having issues in the verse due to the fact that he lost his female friend. And also, it seems as if that he's struggling and he's trying to go for Sora because Sora could be a help to him. It seems like that's what Luxor told him. But the thing here is that I would like to talk about the main reason why I believe Yozora could be having issues. And that is the fact that I think the Master of Masters could be Yozora's villain in Quadratum, or the Master of Masters could be working with another villain in the Quadratum verse. Now, this is why I'm making this video, is because I think that the Master of Masters could be helping the main villain that is against Yozora. And this is the reason why I'm talking about this, is because if we look at this picture here, the Master of Masters is creating a heart to the moon. Now, we don't know how long he's been there, but the reason why I'm saying that he could be helping the Quadratum versus main villain is because it seems as if the Master of Masters wants to bring Kingdom Hearts into the Quadratum world. But if we think about it, there is no Keyblades in the Quadratum world, which means that if the Master of Masters is trying to bring information over to take over Quadratum, that possibly means that the Master of Masters has talked to somebody that's against Yozora and told him there's greater power out there that I could show you if we get rid of all of the things in this world that would slow the process down. Because during this time, this is when Luxio or Xigbar just finished getting everything done in the base Kingdom Hearts 3 game, which means we don't know what the Master of Masters has been doing here, but it possibly could be that this world could be his next project for another Keyblade War. I think that the Master of Masters wants to do another Keyblade War in a world that has no Keyblades, like he did in the Kingdom Hearts verse, because it is implied that the Master of Masters created the Keyblades, which means that if he wants to make more Keyblades and start another Keyblade War to refresh a world, he could be doing it in Yozora's world, which is a very interesting thought I've been having, because why would he go to this verse instead of going back to the Kingdom Hearts universe and just fixing everything himself? But I think it's because there's nothing to fix. I think the Master of Masters has seen what he's wanted to see from Sora, which means Sora and Xehanort's fight, which means that now he knows that the light is strong enough to defend itself against the darkness, which means that maybe the Master of Masters is going to try to use the light that Sora was able to use with the Power Waking to defeat Xehanort as a way to bring Kingdom Hearts into Yozora's world, create Keyblades, cause another Keyblade War, and this time, instead of him disappearing, he'll stay there and gain the X-Blade himself and have two Kingdom Hearts. It's very possible. I think that the Master of Masters is trying to make multiple Kingdom Hearts. And this is the theory that I'm making today, only because that it makes sense. The Master of Masters believed that there's no way that 7 lights could defeat 13 darknesses, but Sora proved him wrong, which means that the Master of Masters now knows that light is strong enough to prevail against the darkness. And he even knows now that there are ways to get people out of darkness. Sora did it with Riku, he did it with Ventus, he did it with Terra, he did it with Aqua, he did it with every character he could get to, such as Xion, Roxas, Axel, every character he's met, he's pulled out of the darkness, which is something the Master of Masters thought was almost literally impossible, because he taught Xehanort everything he could to make it so that the darkness would win. We don't think about that, but the Master of Masters taught Master Xehanort everything with darkness itself, which means that he probably thought that how could Master Xehanort lose with my teachings in the darkness that I've shown him, which possibly means that now he's going to another verse to give it a try himself. I think he could be shocked that Master Xehanort lost against the light, because it's possible that he was shocked that Sora was able to use the power of waking the way he did to be able to defeat Master Xehanort, which means why don't you just start another Keyblade War? That's probably what the Master of Masters is thinking, in another world, so you can refresh what you thought should have happened. I think the Master of Masters is going to use Yozora's world as for another Keyblade War, to create another Kingdom Hearts, to do what should have been done, what Master Xehanort failed to do, which means that this could be a all-out war between everything. And it's very possible, because if we look at it in this way, Quadratum has no Keyblades, which means that it is a safe location for him to try this out, due to the fact that the original Kingdom Hearts verse did not have Keyblades until he created them. He can even create life itself, which the Master of Masters, he's done it. We saw the movie, which means that the Master of Masters has some very godlike powers, which means that it's very possible for him to be able to deal with everything necessary in the Kingdom Hearts universe, because it's very, very possible for him to be able to start under the Keyblade War, and Yozora's main villain, which has been giving him some issues lately now, is starting to make things difficult. Just like his friend said to Riku and Sora, he's been having trouble, a lot of trouble, which means that this is possibly a way for the Master of Masters to get Yozora out of the way to start another Keyblade War. Now, I think this could be, really crazy to say, but the Foretellers are back. He has all the pieces now to start another Keyblade War. The Foretellers, the only one that's not here is Ava, but that's fine because you have Sora now, which is possible to have it happen. And he already has Lucio, which is Xigbar, so that's 5 again. And then adding him would be 6. And then if we have the Guardians of Light, that's 7. Knowing that there's technically only 2 going to be there, who is Riku and Sora, that's 2. If we got Yozora, that's 3. And Yozora has, I think it's 4 teammates in the cutscene we were shown, which makes 7. 4 plus 3 is 7, which possibly means that maybe this could be another all-out war for the Keyblade War for the Master of Masters' thoughts. But I don't know how that would go, though, because he failed the first time with Master Xehanort, so I think this time he's going to try to do it himself, which means that this could get into a very, very dramatic and very, very sad ending for the Kingdom Hearts verse for Quadratum, because I believe that Quadratum could survive the destruction the Master of Masters caused, as long as Yozora, like in my last video that I've just made about Yozora being probably the Batman of the Kingdom Hearts verse, uses his brain to take down and find information about why the Master of Masters could be here. Same for Mickey and Scala, and Sora helping Yozora in Quadratum with Riku, and Kairi being with the Birth by Sleep squad, figuring out information in the realm of darkness, which means this is a huge amount of work, and we don't even know what the trio from the organization is even doing, such as Xion, Roxas, and Axel. We don't know what they're doing, and now that we have Saïx on the team, it's even better. But the thing here is that I'm going to make a theory video on Saïx. Maybe I might be insane, but Saïx might know more than we think he knows, because he was Xemnas' right-hand man, who was a Xehanort, which means things could be talked about very interestingly. But we'll see when Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out what Nomura's going to do. But thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like down below and leave a comment if you agree or disagree with anything I said in this video. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.